What if your body was a gift and contribution to your life and not something that you've been stuck with? What if your body could change quickly and easily? Right Body for You will inspire you and show you a different way of creating the body and the life you truly desire. Now here's your host, Donnielle.
And welcome everybody to Right Body for You. This is Donnielle. I am your host and your body tour guide, which just always cracks me up that I only do that on the radio show. It's something special for you guys, the tour guide of your body. And you know, that just sounds dirty and kinky enough that I kind of really like it. I am coming to you recorded live. I am actually next week this time on a plane. I'll be on a plane to London, darling, because of course, you know, you go to London in June, don't you? And it's so funny, I have a friend of mine who is British, and she says Americans do the worst British accents she's ever heard. But that's all right. She does a horrible American accent, so I figure, you know, it all works. The funniest thing, though, is to hear my British friend do what she thinks an American does as a British accent. So she's doing an American British accent, which is pretty dang funny. I'm telling you, fun and joy with body. If you think playing with accents isn't fun and joy with bodies, who's doing the accent? You or your body? So, good morning, afternoon, or evening, or wherever it is you are. For me, it is actually good morning. And it's a beautiful morning here. I am so grateful for the earth. My body is so grateful for the earth. One of the greatest things for me when I'm feeling that discombobulated or kind of like, you know, besides my bars run, which are the Access Consciousness bars, if you want to learn more about that, there are several places you can get it. Bars.accessconsciousness.com is a great resource. And you can go and find a local person to have a session with if you haven't done it. And so besides the bars, which is a fantastic process, one of my other body's favorite things to do is just to go walk outside. You know, I get up from the computer and go, and if I can stand on the grass, that's great. If, you know, and sometimes I just stand on my porch and, you know, breathe everything in and the earth and reconnect with it. And the fun thing is I don't actually have to go outside to be able to reconnect with the earth. But I like it. So I do it that way, you know, because I've also done reconnection with the earth on a plane. And talk about being far away from the earth that time. You think sitting down in front of your computer is far away from the earth? That's just a wall or a floor, baby. Try 33,000 feet in the air. But as an infinite being, would you create a body that connect with the earth from 33,000 feet above? No. And so for me, that helps me and my body expand and find that ease again. Because, you know, as you're going out in nature, the earth is spacious. And so when you have no space in your body or no space in your universe, try connecting to the earth and get the spaciousness that, you know, that it is. So, you know, I'm not what they call a tree hugger, but have you hugged your earth today? is, you know, a fun little thing to play with. But basically, it's just you would be disconnected from the earth for what reason? And later on, I'm doing a whole show on the earth and the bodies and the connection and the contribution that they can be to each other. So that's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so today, the topic, I never seem to remember the actual topic names, and some of them are pretty dang funny. This one is, why is the body this way? Okay, and I really wanted to do this as a follow-up of last week's show. Last week we talked about the causal incarnation of this reality, so basically causal reality. and causal incarceration. Sorry, the causal incarceration, where we tend to put ourselves in jail with the cause and effect. That we're always looking for the reason and justification of why this is happening, which is why I wanted to talk about why today. Because how often do we actually do that? Why is this happening to my body? I don't understand, or why did this disease occur? Why am I so fat? Why am I not as flexible? Why? And for me, the word why me, exactly. For me, why tends to have a sound too. It's not just, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening? It tends to have that little high-pitched why. And, in the foundation, sorry, for those of you whose ears are now bleeding, but you've heard this, you've experienced it from other people and from yourself. The chat room is like nails on a chalkboard. Yes, and they said they've been it. Exactly. We've been it, we've done it, we've experienced it. In the Access Consciousness Foundation class, or level 1, I'm not sure which, there is a list of words that you want to try to avoid. And one of them is why, because it says, why puts you in that loop? And now that we have this causal reality, it's even more clarity on the loop that is. I always like to kind of like envision a why, the actual letter Y of the word why as the loop. It's kind of like, I always like to envision a little like skater dude who, is like coming down one side of the Y, like martini glass portion of it, slide down the little side and then up the other, do kind of a flip and come back down on the other side and then up the other side and flip. And yeah, that's just a little insight into the scariness of that is my brain. But that was the way I could see. It's like, the Y puts you back into that loop. And so I actually see the letter Y. And I know. I crack myself up usually by the insanity that I ensue. And I don't actually say everything outside of my head. You guys should be in my head. It's pretty funny sometimes. Which I know actually a lot of you get in my heads during the shows because I go on rambling rants like that. And how does it get any better? All right, so with this why, we put ourselves into that loop. And with the awareness of the causal reality, now we are seeing where we are doing the causal, putting ourselves in jail with that. We're looking for the reason and justification. It's basically living in cause and effect, which cause and effect takes us out of choice. It puts us into, my family has cancer in it, so I'm going to get cancer. Someone I am familiar with, just got cancer. And what was interesting is as she was talking about it, she was so confused because she's like, none of my family has cancer. And so for her, it was even unfathomable. She's like, I don't see how it was created because my family doesn't have cancer. Okay, that's a cause and effect universe of that there must be a reason, there must be a justification for it. And so, my family, I think last week I gave the example of the family that one person got colon cancer, and so they all had their colons removed, just in case. Okay, that's also in the prison of cause and effect, and that's a very interesting choice. And it's funny, this whole what puts us into this no choice universe is we're actually choosing, okay, to be in this no choice universe. That is our choice. And then from there we tend to go, I have no choice. I have no choice. And now suddenly that song, I Have No Strings on Me, is going through my head. And, if we could be like that. We have no strings. We have no reason and justification. We have no cause and effect. Okay? So, let's do a process. For those of you who don't know, or this is the first time you have ever listened to the Right Body for You show, I hope I didn't scare you away with the whining of the why. The why me? Why not me? Why did this happen? Why? I always see a little kid going, why? You have to go to bed. Why? Why do I have to go to bed? I'm not tired. As he falls asleep in the middle of the sentence, I'm not tired, right? And so we work, Right Body for You is actually a part of Access Consciousness. And Access Consciousness is a pragmatic set of tools and techniques that allows you to change anything that's going on for you. And Right Body for You is part of the attention paid to the bodies, because the bodies scream very loud and are asking for the change and the awareness of the consciousness that they be also. And the Access Consciousness tools work on the energetic level. So if you could have thought your way out of it, you would have. I like to say, hi, my name is Donnielle, and I'm a former thinker, because I would sit there and I would ponder. Well, let me think about that for a while and see what I can come up with. It was one of my favorite expressions. And oddly enough, my life didn't seem to be changing no matter how much I thought about it. And so the premise is, what if there are some energetic blocks that are actually limiting this? And the energetic blocks tend to have no words. It's just energy. And our language is energy, which is why often, I know we're putting words to it now because this is how we communicate in this 10 seconds. We also communicate very well energetically. And, a couple of fun examples of how we communicate energetically is, so I tend to work on, when I'm at my house in Utah, I tend to work on 2 different computers and have 3 different monitors going on, okay? And so I'm sitting here working on one, and I'm like, okay, I know the show's coming up. I have to sign in, so I signed in to the chat room so the producer would know I was there, and, because it puts their universe to know that the person doing the show is actually going to show up. I know, crazy as that sounds. And and then I went to a different screen, and so I actually had the chat room covered up, and I was working on my other computer typing out some things, and all of a sudden I went, oh my gosh, my producer's trying to get a hold of, or she said something to me in the chat room. And what was interesting is it wasn't the chat room, it was the Skype, but it's the same thing. And so that's kind of some of that energetic communication that I'm talking about, okay? And other energetic communication, another example of that, because we're like, oh yeah, well, we all do that. It's all a coincidence that, that they were thinking about me and whatever. But it's also, energy is not just if it's projected at you. The communication is not just when it's projected at you. Because this morning, my cat decided to be very intense about a couple of birds fighting or screwing or something outside of my window this morning. And so she bounded across the room and got into the window and was at high alert. And if any of you have ever seen a cat at high alert while watching prey, imagine a big lion, right? Arr, they have a lot of intensity and tense bodies. They tense their bodies waiting to pounce. And so what was interesting is she didn't come on the bed, she didn't go whatever, and I was going, I should get up, and what would that take? But my alarm says I have 5 more minutes. I just want those 5 more minutes, so I'm laying there. And all of a sudden, my body went really tense because I was getting the energetic awareness of what was going on for my cat's body. So it was really interesting. I wake up and I just look at my cat and I'm like, ugh, I am not the one hunting or stalking the birds outside. We can relax. Okay? So this is some of the energetic communication that I am talking about. It happens in so many ways that we don't even acknowledge. And so what if we had these energetic blocks that are actually not allowing us to change? Because somewhere we have our bodies, our beings, intense, these intense things that we decided was a good idea. Like, you know, somewhere a million years ago could have, you know, a cat could have bounded by us. Our body was going tense, like awareness of what was going on for their body. It went, oh my gosh, there's something to be afraid of. And so we start to build these, and if we don't acknowledge it, oh, it's just the cat's freaking body on high alert. We start to build these walls of like, when I'm asleep, I have to be awake, I have to be on high alert, and so you stop resting as properly. Or things like you hear the sound of that bird and all of a sudden you have a reaction and you don't know why. It's because energetically you lock these things into your bodies when you're not willing to be aware of them, okay? And so with the Access Consciousness verbal process, what that allows you to do is to go back to those places and to take them out of your universe. You know, I don't care if it happened a million, billion, trillion years ago. You can go back to a place where you locked into your body. Oh my gosh, when I hear the sound of that bird, I must be tense, and you know, I have a reaction to it, and remove it from your universe like it never happened. Okay, so it actually helps to get rid of those energetic blocks that are standing in their way that have no words often, and because we're always looking for the words, doesn't actually allow those changes to occur. Okay, so an example is, what have you made so vital about the why that maintains and entrains the no choice reality you are choosing? Okay, everything that is, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate it and knock those blocks down? Cool. Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, nice shirts, boys, and beyond. And that is an example of the clearing statement, which is actually the magic wand part of it. And that's the energies. It's a lot of short speak for a very long paragraph of all the energies of what it's asking it to go back. The polarity, where we think we can't change it, and all those kind of things. But it's energy, so you don't actually have to know it for it to work. All you have to do is be willing to go, yeah, that doesn't work anymore. Okay? If you want to learn more about that, go to theclearingstate.com. It's a great website Access Consciousness has set up to give you information about the clearing statement. All right, so we are to our first break. As a matter of fact, we are over our first break. So we're going to go here in a minute. When we come back, we will talk more about the why, and maybe we can change the why to, hey, what else is possible here? All right, so this is Donnielle. This is Right Body for You. We're on A2Zen.fm, and we'll be right back.
What if your body could be an ease and not a burden? What would life be like if you could enjoy your body? What if changing your body was easier than we've been taught? And what if it's not about the latest fad? Join Donnielle each week on Right Body for You as she explores what bodies are and the ease of change that's possible. Each week you will receive inspirational stories of those who've used the Right Body for You energetic tools to change their body and the tools that they used, tools that you can begin to use immediately. Listen for Right Body for You every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, and 11 a.m. Pacific on A2Zen.fm.
What if there's nothing wrong with you? What if you're far greater than you've ever given yourself credit for? What if it's time to know the gift and the contribution you are to the world and to like yourself a lot more? Hi, my name is Dane here. 13 years ago, I started to truly ask questions. Actually, I started to be the question, and everything changed for me. Asking questions opens doors to infinite possibilities. And it's not about finding the answer. It's about being the question. Always. What I'm inviting you to step into is something that Einstein, Marie Curie, Newton, Da Vinci, Gandhi, Picasso, and Aristotle all knew to be true. What if no question is too big or too small? What if anything is possible for you? What if together we could create a kinder, gentler, happier world? Is now the time? Go to beingyouclass.com and sign up for a free video series, My Gift to You. beingyouclass.com. What if you, truly being you, are the gift and change this world requires? beingyouclass.com.
This is Right Body for You with Donnielle. To participate in the program today, please call in the U.S. 815-880-8255 or Canada 613-800-8763 or UK 4433-0001-0625. You can Skype us at a2zen.fm. Or if you'd like to email a question, please send it to Donnielle@accessconsciousness.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back to Right Body for You. I am your host, Donnielle, or Donnielle, 2 N's, 2 L's, as people are now affectionately calling me, which I find pretty funny. And thank you for coming back for the second segment. I'm so glad the whine of the why from first segment did not scare you off too much. Or if you're just joining us, I'm sure we will hear the whine of the why again. Stay tuned. Don't run away. Today we are talking about the why. Okay, why is my body like this? And this is actually a follow-up of last week's show. So if you'd like to check out last week's show, go to the a2zen.fm /right body for you, I think. I know my amazing producer, Christine, will have this up here in a minute. And I can give you the exact website to listen to that. And it was on the living in the causal reality, the cause and effect prison that we tend to put ourselves in. And so why is a big part of that we didn't actually talk about last week, because following the G, it went wherever the show desired to go. And so I really wanted to look at this subject of the why also. So when we're looking at the cause and effect of things, we are doing the I have no choice in this. It's inevitable. I can't change it. This is just the way it's going to be. And with that, okay, so Christine's got the replay link. a2zen.fm /media /is your body just the effect of things Donnielle, 2 N's, 2 L's. You know, for the 2 N's, 2 L's, I'm just spelling it for you. Carter / or to a2zen.fm /author / Donnielle. And how to get any better than that. And you can also go through the archive and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty fun. So I am playing with you this morning, hoping you're having a good time. I am. So when we're doing this can't change, it's inevitable, we are actually taking ourselves out of the choice universe and putting ourselves, or trying to put ourselves, into the no choice universe. And why I say trying to put ourselves in, because the no choice universe doesn't actually exist, you guys. That's trying to fit into this reality, because you actually do have choice in all things, you know, and that is one of the big things with the tool of access consciousness is choice in all things. All you have to do is choose it. And people in my classes, you know, I have the honor of facilitating Right Body View and other kinds of classes all over the world, literally all over the world. It's so much fun. And people will say that all the time. Oh, I have a choice in this. And I'm like, oh, really? I'm like, let's play the choice game. And so people will give me something that they think they have no choice in. And I'll show them where they're actually making the choice, making a choice around it. One of the biggest ones that come up is like, well, I have to pay rent or I have to pay a mortgage. Really? Okay. here's the thing. You could go live on the street. That is a choice. And I'm like, would you like to go live on the streets? And they're like, well, no, I don't want to live on the streets. I'm like, right. So you're actually choosing to pay rent. You're actually choosing to pay mortgage in that. Okay? One of the biggest misconceptions about choice is that you have to sit there and go, I am choosing to be the type of person who pays rent, who buys a house and has a mortgage. Remember, the original language is energy. It's not always about the words that you're doing. The choice is who you be, okay? You be the choice. And so, energetically, you've made this choice. Like I said, you didn't sit down with yourself and go, so, self, would we like to live on the streets? You know what? I don't think that would be fun. So, okay, let's be the type of person who pays rent and has a mortgage. Okay, you didn't actually have that. Who knows? Some people may have. Good on you. I know I didn't. It was just energetically the choice of living in the streets didn't appeal to me. And the more I embrace the snob that I am, the nicer places is what my body prefers. But yeah, so you have choice in all things. This is one of the reasons the no-choice universe uses us so much, is because we're actually trying to create something that doesn't exist. Because even when you're sitting there going, I have no choice, there's nothing for me to choose, that in itself is a choice. That in itself is to go, I have no choice. I'm choosing to have no choice. I'm choosing not to look any further. I am choosing this prison. I am choosing to live in this cause and effect. And, that's why no choice universe doesn't actually exist. So truth, would you guys be willing to stop trying to create it? Your life might be a little bit easier. Of course, then you might also have to acknowledge that everything in your life, the good, the bad, and the ugly, is actually something you created through your choices. But here's the thing, you guys. If you created it, you can change it. Okay? For me, that is one thing that gave me the greatest freedom, is the acknowledgement that I have created everything in my life. I've created my body as it is. I've created my family as it is, my business as it is, my insanities as they are, the good, the bad, the ugly. I have created the kindness that I acknowledge that I can be. And I also acknowledge the bitchiness that I can be. I've created this. And the exciting thing is I can change it then. Because if we don't acknowledge the creations that we chose it, that we created through our choices, we try to render ourselves powerless. And that's really what this is all about, is that we try to be powerless. We try to be pathetic. Why we chose this? Why? I have no idea. Somewhere, though, we did. Somewhere we went, you know what? It's an idea to limit us. It's a good idea to make ourselves less. Whether we think we're a threat to the world, a threat to the universe, too much, or whatever it is that comes up in your universe, when the idea of being all of and creating your reality as you would like it, whatever that is, whatever comes up, truth, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all that? Cool, thank you. Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all night, shorts, boys, and beyonds. So truth, would you be willing to stop trying to create the no-choice universe? Everything that is, destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all night, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Okay, so this is why, as a use form of an explanation when we are talking with words. But this is why whenever we begin a question with why, we are putting ourselves into a loop that will actually offer no clarity. And so let's talk a little bit about questions. Okay, I know we, in Access, one of the greatest tools we talk about is the questions, and that a question empowers, an answer disempowers. Okay, anytime you come to a decision, a judgment, a conclusion, you're actually stopping the possibilities. All right? Why I am really drawing this part out and talking about it is, why did this happen to me? Technically is a question, right? Look at the sentence structure. Why did this happen to me? Question mark. All right, so it's a question. But let's actually look at the energy of that question, okay? It's time to dissect, folks. Welcome to English 101. And everything that brought up and put you back in school and made you want to turn off and not listen anymore, please destroy and uncreate that times a godzillion. This is not school. This is awareness. All right, so everything is destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, bad, all nine shorts, boys, and beyond. All right, so why did this happen to me? Okay, we're talking about why. Why puts you into the loop. It takes you out of choice, puts you into that causal reality, puts you into the veil of cause and effect. Okay? So when you start off a question with why, there is some decisions and judgments in there. That there must be a reason, there must be a cause, there must be a trigger, there must be a catalyst. Okay? And so you won't be happy until you find that. And when you're looking for only that, exclude all other possibilities, okay? So anything that doesn't match the energy of the conclusion of there must be a cause for this, so anything that doesn't match the energy of cause, which is a decision and judgment, don't actually allow into your universe of the awareness that you're trying to ask for, okay? So that's why. So when you start off a question with why, you're already, creating major limitations with that. Okay. So why did this happen to me? Okay. The other word I want to pick on is happen. Okay. When you use the word happen, it tends to be just the this just happened. I had no choice. I had no control. I am just a powerless, pathetic, human, limited being that can't do anything. Things just happen to me. I don't create anything. What are you talking about? I create. I had a amusing conversation once with my grandmother, many moons ago, seeing as how she has passed away about I don't know, 5-7 years ago. No, more than that, 7-9 years ago. Wow, how time flies. Anyways, so I had this conversation with my grandmother one time, who was not a very happy woman. Let's just say that. You guys can get the energy of it. As soon as I think of her in my universe, you guys get the energy of it too. By the way, that's energetic communication. Just saying. Shows up in so many different forms. Okay, so we had this conversation that she was not a happy person. She didn't like her life, and she didn't actually enjoy much that happened in her life. And so we had a conversation one day where she was like, what do you mean I'm the creator of everything? I wouldn't create the shit pile that my life is. Yes, my grandmother was 80 years old saying shit pile. That's just her. And I'm like, but Grandma, don't you see, if you are acknowledge that you created this, then you can actually change it. And she's like, I wouldn't do this to myself, blah, 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 blah. Okay? So what was interesting is if you actually look at that, the energy, she was so adamant and strong in her point of view and decision of she didn't create this, it just happened, that she actually is solidifying it. And what a power and potency it takes to solidify something like that in your universe. I think that's so funny that if you actually look at the underlying point of view and underlying energy of that conversation, her saying, this just happens to me, I wouldn't create this, I am powerless, blah, blah, blah. She is actually showing such a potency in that moment of, oh my gosh, she's blah, 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 blah. Sorry. Sometimes I want to go off and fight over things. But look at that. She is so showing such power and potency in her, this didn't happen to me, I have no power. She had such a strength in, no, I have no power. Arr! And I'm like, holy crap. Are you willing to be aware of the power that you be just then? Okay? And again, she's creating that. Okay? So everybody want to say that you have no power, and you're actually using the power and potency to prove that you have no power and potency. See that fun little loop we're in again? The why? Yeah. Everything that is, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate it, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, puckle, nice, shorts, boys, and beyond. All right, we're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about how the why affects our bodies. All right, besides our ears, besides our poor little eardrums, that every time we say why of the whine, our eardrums go, oh, dear heavens. But we're going to actually look at how we are creating our peace from this, not just our life. All right, so this is Donnielle. This is Right Body for You, and we're on A2Zen.fm, and we'll be right back.
What if your body could be an ease and not a burden? What would life be like if you could enjoy your body? What if changing your body was easier than we've been taught? And what if it's not about the latest fad? Join Donnielle each week on Right Body for You as she explores what bodies are and the ease of change that's possible. Each week you will receive inspirational stories of those who've used the Right Body for You energetic tools to change their body and the tools that they used, tools that you can begin to use immediately. Listen for Right Body for You every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, and 11 a.m. Pacific on A2Zen.fm.
When you're pondering the big questions like, is there more than this? How can I have a happy relationship? What would it take to like my body? And how do I make more money? Where do you go for information and tools? Check out the online store at accessconsciousness.com. Accessconsciousness.com has books, DVDs, instant video and audio downloads, online classes, and so much more. Subjects include abuse, changing your body, recovery, raising children, business techniques, tools to generate more money, how to have better sex and healthier relationships, just to name a few. At accessconsciousness.com, you can also find facilitators who teach local classes on a variety of subjects. Accessconsciousness.com, your one-stop shop for tools to assist you in changing your life. All of life comes to us with ease, joy, and glory. Go to accessconsciousness.com to learn more.
This is Right Body for You with Donnielle. To participate in the program today, please call in the U.S. 815-880-8255 or Canada 613-800-8763 or UK 4433-0001-0625. You can Skype us at A2Zen.fm. Or if you'd like to email a question, please send it to Donnielle at accessconsciousness.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back to Right Body for You. This is, I don't know, who am I today? I am Donnielle. Hello. Haven't said it already. This is Right Body for You. And today we are talking about the why of the causal reality that tends to put this in this loop. And during the last week's show, we talked about the linearity, how linearity is a big causal reality, you know, cause and effect. This occurs, then this occurs. This occurs, then this occurs. This occurs, then this occurs. And you can definitely tell by my intros that I don't function linear that much anymore. I used to. Oh man, did I do linear really, really well. Cause and effect was one of my favorite things in school, and I did it really well. And I like to say, because it was the writer in me, that I was always looking like, if I say this, this will happen. If I do this, this will happen. If I do this, then this reaction will happen. And, and that kind of stuff. And so I'm having a lot of fun with this cause and effect, this causality. And what I mean by fun is fun of getting free of it, okay? The fun of helping others to see where they're living their life from cause and effect and creating their body from cause and effect. And so thank you for taking this journey with me, and it's an honor to actually be a part of it. I have fun. I used to be in TV and doing these Right Body for You and Access Consciousness classes are the greatest classes and most fun I have ever had in my life. So thank you for being part of that exploration with me, and for bringing your body along, because who knew that I would have so much fun with bodies, let alone having fun with my body. I used to hate the fact that I had a body. If you guys pick up the Right Body for You book, yes, there's a book called Right Body for You. It's written by Access founder Gary Douglas with major contributions by someone named Donnielle Carter, and I think that is the name on my birth certificate. Well, one of the names on my birth certificate. That's a whole other story. And so you can read all about how I used to hate bodies, especially mine, and now I have the honor and pleasure and fun and joy of everything I do has the word body in it, and helping people to find the fun that their bodies are. Okay? And in this fun that bodies can be, one of the things that we most don't acknowledge is that we actually created our bodies. Okay? We're talking a lot about this cause and effect, and that our bodies just kind of happened. Well, and we start buying this from birth. The amazing Bill Cosby has, in one of his most famous comedy routines, goes, hey, he does a little thing on family, and as a father, he's talking to his child. He's like, you know what? I brought you into this world. I can take you out. And while the whole thing is just hilarious, it's like we start to believe that our bodies aren't ours because our parents created it. We're told what to do, when to go to bed, what to eat. And, that doesn't really stop. We're never actually really taught to listen to our bodies, or that we actually created it. Because if I ask you, who created your body, you or your parents, what comes up? What's interesting is usually what comes up is like, well, I created my body. And you're like, what? What do you mean I created my body? It's like, yeah, with an infinite being, isn't it possible that you put your parents together at the right place, the right time, with the right two people to go, you know what? I want this body. Bam! You guys are having sex now, and thank you very much for the contribution of the DNA. But then we also then start to do you know what? I am now the effect of that body, of the DNA that you guys gave me. I used to say, hey, I have the Carter fat gene. And that used to be one of my causes of why I have a weight problem, is because I have Carter fat genes. Oh, woe is me. That just happened. No. I can only allow the quote-unquote Carter fat genes to be my reason and justification. Because remember, whenever you say why, you're going to look for the cause. You're looking for the reason and justification. You can only do the why. The blah, 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 blah. It puts you into the no choice universe. One of the previous segments, we actually discussed that the no choice universe doesn't actually exist. And so, truth, would you guys be willing to acknowledge you are the creator of your body, that you, through your choices, created your body? And by your choices, I'm not looking for you to judge yourself of, I knew I shouldn't have drank that water, and now I have an intestinal worm. Or I knew I shouldn't have eaten that fast food, and now I'm fat. See, this is not the causes. This is not the choices that I'm talking about. It's where you're choosing to cut off your awareness, okay? Because often you did have awarenesses of what your body is requiring, and this is why asking your body what it would like is one of the greatest choices you can do. So everything that is, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate it, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, online, shorts, boys, and beyond. Okay? So every time we actually do the, why does this happen to me? As I was joking before, besides the whole eardrums going, oh my gosh, my ears hurt, stop whining at me. Look what the actual physicalness of your body. Does your body enjoy that? Does your body go, yes, thank you. Thank you so much for that solidification of energy. We feel so much better when you're sitting there going, why does this happen to me? I mean, when you do that, your shoulders even kind of slump, and your body contracts, and you want to go sit in the corner and rock, right? And so, why? Questions, technically a question. What you're doing with that is you're saying, I have no choice, I have no power, I have no potency. I am worthless. Things just happen to me. And is that true? Yeah. All of you are sitting there going, no. Okay, fine. And so everywhere we actually don't want to look at the you might have created. One thing I find with people a lot is they don't want to acknowledge that they created their life and their body because they think, oh, I have to judge myself for the creation of it. Say if you have a disease in your body, it's like, oh crap, if I acknowledge that I created that, then I was stupid, I was bad, I was horrible, or do I want to die or anything? It's like, what awareness are you running from with the just happened to me you are choosing? Everything that is, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, online, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Okay? Because I'm not asking you to judge yourself, just asking you to be vulnerable with yourself and go, you know what, I am not going to be in this cause and effect reality. I am going to be the creator of my life, because you know what, I am anyways. I'm the creator of my body, because you know what, you are anyways. So if you would just acknowledge that you are that you be that you do that, then you do it with the awareness instead of the knee-jerk reactions, instead of from the unawareness. Like, okay, I created that. That was an interesting choice. POC, anywhere you want to do judgment of it. It's like, well, that was just stupid. How could I be so stupid for choosing that? Don't go there. It's like, okay, I chose that. Done. What would I like to choose now? Because this is not about getting you to be horrible to yourself. This is actually getting you to be, it's like, okay, you know what? I am the power. I am the potency in my life. I'm not the cause. I'm not the effect. I am who I be and what would I like to choose today. Okay? I have choice in all things. I have choice in creating my body. I have choice in creating my life, and what would I like to choose. Okay? So that is everything that doesn't allow you to have clarity and ease with that, destroy it and create it, please. Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, online, church, boys, and beyond. Okay, we've got the end of this. Please, 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 please re-listen to last week's show, which was the title of Is My Body Just the Effect of Things? And this week's show. And listen to them again and again, because there's a lot of stuff in here. There is a lot that was said, and please listen to them again, because you know what, I will, because I follow the energy, and there's a lot of stuff that comes up that as I say it, I'm like, hey, you know what, that was pretty cool. So please listen again. And if you would like to join me out in the world having a good time, there are a number of things coming up. I am doing a Right Body For You workshop in India, July 17th through the 20th. Mumbai, India, come play. And then I also have a Right Body For You teleseries, a 3-day intense teleseries called The Myths About Bodies We Were Taught as Children. That's August 11th through the 13th. And then another Right Body For You workshop in Houston, Texas. Yeehaw! September 25th through the 28th. And then a Right Body For You in Edmonton, Canada, November 6th through the 9th. So you can go to accessconsciousness.com and check all of those out. Look for my name, Donnielle, 2 N's, 2 L's, or DonnielleCarter.accessconsciousness.com, and you can sign up for the classes and learn more. And please, or feel free to contact any of my hosts on those classes, or also send me an email, Donnielle@accessconsciousness.com, and I can answer any question. It might give me a day or two. I get a lot of emails during the day because I also get to be the body class coordinator for Access Consciousness, which is a huge honor. But I get a few emails, so give me a couple of days to get back to you. And check out my website, Donnielle.com. There's videos on there and stuff. I have a lot of fun videos I have a good time with that. And next week's show is called Your Life is a Stage, Not Your Body. I'm going to leave you with that one going, what the heck is she talking about? My body stage? Tune in next week to kind of see some of it. It's a lot. It's a good time. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope I didn't make your ears bleed too much with the whine of the why. But please do start looking at this. When you're saying things like, why did this happen to me? Why is this occurring? Why? You're putting yourself into prison. And you are taking yourself out of the choice universe and trying to create a solidity that doesn't actually exist. So please be with that. And if you're enjoying this kind of stuff, please do check out that teleseries, The Myths About Bodies we learned as children, because a lot of that is this cause and effect thing. You know, we were told as children that this was bad, and so we must never do it again, or the myths and the causes of where we actually start to create our body from. Sugar is bad. Soda is bad. You have to do this or be this. Blueberries will turn you purple, like in Willy Wonka, or, you know, whatever it is. But this is where we start to build that. So please check that out. It's on the website. And it's been so much fun playing with you guys today. And you know what? Please make it a fun week. Make it a happy week. Enjoy your body this week. I know I will enjoy mine. And please be back next week. I will be in London, and I'll be having a good time with y'all. All right, guys? Enjoy your body because it's enjoying you. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Right Body For You. Donnielle will return next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, and 11 a.m. Pacific on A to Zen.fm. We hope you and your body will join us.